Hey everyone. So this is a video I had intended to make for our Palin Music Brass YouTube channel. And rather than posting it there, I like to post start to finish projects there. I'm just giving you guys a little bit of a behind the scenes of making this lever. So here you go. I did not finish this video series because I made a big mistake. So you can see that here. And so by the time that I had realized my mistake, I had already gotten to the point I needed to get this lever finished because I still had the G flat lever to make. So I stopped videoing so I could move more quickly and didn't video making the linkage rod. It's very similar to this process. You just have to spend a little bit of extra time fitting where the mini ball linkages sit. You leave a little bit of room at the end of the tube where you thread the mini ball joint in, and then trim just a few thousandths off until your mini ball joints sit perpendicular to each other. So I ended up remaking this entire lever, and since I kind of learned from the first one, I made the second one better. I changed the angle from 5 to 3 degrees, fitted the hinge tube a little bit more closely to the saddle, and then let's see, what else did I do? Oh, I made the bends a perfect 45 degrees, and everything turned out pretty well. So I'll show you a finished shot of that here. This is not my first linkage, but I am still learning kind of the ins and outs of making them. And so I really like this one for bass trombone. So I'm going to actually measure it and keep a blueprint of it so I can replicate this exactly. And I will always remember this mistake, and yeah, I'll probably never make it again. But then it's also me we're talking about. So we'll talk to you guys later. Hope you enjoy this video. So today we are making a lever for a bass trombone. We've got some 3/16 stainless steel rod here. What I'm getting ready to do is face this off. You can see that ugly end there. So I just need my cutting tool. We'll face this end first. So roughly 6 inches. Once we face this down, it should be 6 inches. We've got a little bit of room for error on the other end, so I'm not too worried about the exact length. We're going to be measuring from one end. This is 304 easy to machine. Stubborn little piece there. There it goes. Okay, and we are faced. So I have the chuck in the tailstock. And what we are going to do is poke just a tiny little hole in the end with a center finder. That is what's going to allow us to be able to drill a perfectly centered hole. If I can find my center finder. I didn't put it back in the case last time. That's not good. I'm probably looking at the wrong one. Here we go. Yeah, I've got it. Got 2 packages of them, and one of them is missing the smallest center. Okay, so we need to back that off a little bit. We're going to put that right about there. down. Chuck is secure. Everything's clear. Here we go. Use a little bit of oil. It's time to get some new center finders. These are getting pretty dull. Yep, that just broke off in there. I bet we can get that out though. All right, well, that is actually a problem. We can get by, but I need to replace that. We just won't have a great pilot hole. Let's see if I can get that out of there. I bet I can. Feels like it's spinning in there. Let's go hit the magnet. Ooh, idea. Needle spring. Yeah. Where are the blue steel springs? Image printer done. Well, that stinks. Okay, well, we'll face it a little more. Eventually it'll just shatter out of there. What it'll come down to. Let's go maybe there. There it is. Okay. So that left a little bit of a pilot hole. So let's move up to the next size of center finder. Because yeah, that was the last little one that we had. I don't like the idea of going no pilot, but we're gonna have to. Let's see, that's a 47. Maybe if, okay, well, We'll just have to carefully punch the end. Plus, this one's less prone to breaking, being a little larger. So we've got that going for us. Okay, that's all I want to do with that. All right. So now I need to figure out what tap drill I need. Hey Google, what is the tap drill for M2 by 0.4? Oh, come on, Google. Okay, so give me just a minute to do some research. Okay, so we need a 52 drill bit. Nothing there. There they are. Okay. Probably the one they're missing. Nope, they've got one. We'll go to about there. quick brush. Won't be done. Almost there. So now, because I don't recall 52 being the size for an M2 tap, that looks kind of small. I'm gonna do a little more research again, and we'll be back with the tool change. Whoa! Yeah, so we're back, and I was right. That did seem awfully small for stainless. We need to go up a few thousandths in the drill size, which this time will be easier because we're not removing all the material. This is a 52 drill, but we need a 50. Just want to make sure. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Now we're going to switch to the live center, and we are going to cut a taper into it. So I actually want this extended a pretty fair amount. We'll go about 55. Gives me a little clearance with the apron. I'm going to need that again, so we'll just leave it there. I want this one. Yeah, we're still free. So now that we've got that center hole punched, we're going to put it on the live center so we have less deflection. Go ahead and put that in. Lock it down. And then where's my wrench? We need to change to 5 degrees. Back this off a little bit too. Can't go too far though, from what I remember. It's kind of a balancing game. Where do you have room to get your knuckles? Okay. 5. Oh, and I remember what I have to do. That's why. Yeah. We need to turn this guy back to roughly parallel. The little rake isn't going to hurt anything, but that should give us the clearance to be able to cut this taper. Okay, what are we hitting? Okay. So since it is gradual, we can extend that a little further. I need to make sure we have more angle than the live center. Okay, so now we're set up. I'm gonna tighten that down. Yep. Okay, here we go. Pretty good. That's about what we're going to go for. Get that out of there. All right, let's move this guy out of the way. And I actually want to back the live center off a little ways, because we need to extend the rod. Actually, yeah. Let's go ahead and tap it. So let me grab a tap wrench and a tap. Brand new taps just for this. These M2 taps break really easily, and I was actually making you guys a video the other day and broke the tap, so I had to stop and just decided to start the video over. I don't know if this tap wrench is going to tighten down enough for this. Might have to put it in the lathe. I'll grab some pliers. But now we have spiral point coated taps. It's a nice looking tap. And I've had good success with the spiral points in the past. These are meant for tapping under power, actually. Okay, since we've got this in the wrench, let's go ahead and use that live center to make sure we're lined right up. Okay. Can I move the apron out of the way a little bit? Cool. Now let's just apply hand pressure. Oh yeah, that's working beautifully. Okay. Okay, we need to break the chips. That thing's aggressive, I like it. It's kind of a game of back and forth. The further in you get, the scarier it gets. Okay, go ahead and move that up again. Oh, this tap's feeling strong though. 2 flutes, that's another important thing. There's a lot more body to a 2 flute tap that makes it more appropriate for, well, tapping instead of chasing. Chasing is when the threads exist and you're just trying to clean them up. Tapping is whenever you are cutting the material away. Speaking of cutting material away, let's back this guy out. Ooh, careful, careful. Bring it straight out. Get some of those chips off of there. That's doing great. I think part of it is that spiral point actually cuts a little better. Look at how that's just going right in. UXL on Amazon. I've never really been disappointed with one of their taps. This one is no exception. That's just going right in there. Okay, let's clean it out again. And those feel like some mighty fine threads too, which is awesome. I think it also helps immensely that I am using this in conjunction with the live center. Okay, should be getting to the bottom of the hole about any time. I'm going to call it right there. Oh, we survived. Hooray! Yeah. Pretty pleased with that little tap. And I've got 4 of them. I have stopped buying taps in quantities of 1, so you always have a backup. Okay, so now we can scoop all of this out of the way. We've got, I see micro mesh. Might have to get a new strip of sandpaper. We're going to polish up this rod. So down here my goal is to remove the machining marks so we can buff this up to a high shine, mirror finish. And then along the rest of this, the surface is already pretty good. Just touch it up a little bit. Micro mesh to remove those sanding marks. Okay, that's good. Here you can see the difference. If it'll focus. Put my hand behind it. So we're going to flip it around. Finish the job on the other end. We need to face that off. Let's do that real quick. Doesn't have to be great on this end. This is the end that the thumb paddle is going to go on. Okay, now we will extend that out. Okay. We survived machining and tapping, so let's hope that I have the prototype lever correct. Let me go show that to you guys. All right, so here is our prototype lever. Hinge is going to go right there. And so this end is a little bit short because I know that I just want it 1 inch. This is 1 inch for the thumb paddle. And so we need to mark out 1 inch increments. And we're going to go from this end. 1 inch to 3 inches. And then 4, 5, and our length turned out just about right after facing, even with having to cut that little extra bit off. Now, I bent this by hand because this is just really thin brass rod. It's going to take me a little bit of thinking to see how I want to put it through its paces. Let's start with just one bend. I think I want the short side. So you want to overhang it just a little bit. See how we've got that overhung? Because we want that to be kind of right in the middle. And then pull that pin out of there. I need to work on this thing a little bit. Put the pin back in and get our bending surface. And then all that we're going to do is hunk it over. Hold up. Stainless steel, so kind of tough stuff. I want to get a perfect 90 out of it. So I'm going to flip that around. Or at least real close to a 90. Okay. So there's our first bend. And then the next bend we need is this way, so we can put this in like this. Turn that over. Okay, we're going another 90 degrees. Let's make sure we're parallel here. Really crank that thing down. All right, here we go. We are going the right direction. Yes. Okay. Okay, there's that bend. Let's see, our former mark is right in the middle. Okay, now I want a bend this direction. Right about there. Just start to tighten it down. I know I'm doing this the hard way. Okay, parallel. Really crank her down. Pull the pin. And get our tool in here. Uh-oh. That might be a clearance issue. Okay. So we'll just go pin only for a minute. Here we go. Oh, wait. Don't. Okay. All right, let's go. Okay. So now I need to get on the back side of that thing. Let's loosen that up. We'll have to fix that. Okay. Now we should have no clearance problems. Come on. You know you want to. We do still have a little bit of a clearance problem, but it's going to be okay. Let's just hope that we don't stretch out our bend. We did. Well, that's kind of neat looking though. Maybe we'll keep that. Can we? Yeah, we could. I like that. Always look on the bright side of life. See, it kind of equalized. Okay, we'll roll with it. Okay, and one more bend. We need downward right here. Okay, here we go. I think I'm gonna need a different tool. Let's go with maybe this guy. We're learning together. Okay. Will that fit? Okay, small one. Now can we get the bigger one in there? Yes. Okay, finish the bend. There. Okay, let's see what we got. So yeah, some hand adjusting to be done. But it's kind of cool looking. Hinge is going to go about right here, I think. Can we see our old mark? No, but we can use those. I think it's kind of graceful looking. Okay. Let me grab some pliers. We'll do this hand adjusting. Okay, so we need, that is pretty parallel. We're going to leave that, but that needs to be parallel to the other. So we're going to pop our pliers wrenches in there and just, oh, I'm going to need another set of pliers wrenches, to be honest with you. Let me go grab those. Okay. So because those are parallel, I want to isolate the bend to this portion. So we'll put the little guys here. And then the bigger guys need to open up a little bit, to be honest. We will put them right here. And then we're just gonna torque it. That look pretty good to you guys? I think it's great. I hope it works. So let's go grab the body and just kind of play around with it. Okay, we're back at the lathe. I'm going to make a hinge rod real quick. Or not a hinge rod, a hinge tube. So put that in. Get our center drill set up. Push that guy forward. Okay. Two right about there. And then punch it out. About there. Back her off. Hinge tube's the easy part. I'm using 3/16 stainless steel. Except I put my drill bit down. Looking for 111. Here we go. Okay, got it. Make sure we've got enough length to get through the hinge rod or the hinge tube, Corey. Bring that on up. Tighten that down. Don't get in a hurry. About to punch through in any moment. There it goes. Okay. So then back that guy off. Take it out, and we need to face off the other end. I want it to be, let's say 665. So what I did was I scribed a little line, and we're going to scribe away the line. If you guys can see that, I can't see the screen, so I don't know if it is focusing. So we don't really want to change tools. We're just going to hog it off. And then I'm going to put the drill bit back through that end, just to remove the chance of a burr. I've got the trombone here, so let's see how that fits. Okay, very tight. So I'm going to take just a couple more thousandths off of it. Again. Okay. So that might be a little loose, but what we're going to end up doing after we're done is we're going to swedge it down so it fits the tube really well, or the hinge rod really well. So now let's pause for a minute. Let me get the mill set up, and we're going to mill a recess in the lever. Almost forgot to get you guys in on this, but I've got me a little test cut right there. Everything is working well, so let's go ahead and get this turned on, and we'll just finish up the cut. Safety cap. Duh. Here we go. Put a little oil on it. Going very slowly. That feels like a good speed right there. Sorry, I am really close to the microphone right now. So I'll try to whisper, but you're going to have to listen to me breathe. Okay, we're about through. Hear that? That means we're through. Turn her off. Brush it. Let's see what we got. So now we have a nice little parallel spot for the hinge rod to go. So I've got our rod set up in the third hand. Now I'm going to take a little bit of paste flux and just put it right in there. Wipe the excess off. Then we've got our hinge rod. We're going to use it to press that down, and it should, the hinge rod, sit pretty nice, parallel and level, because we milled that. And then all I have to do is find my freaking tools. Make sure both ends are the same depth. So this one is... Okay. We're going to say 233. What do we got here? That's definitely close. Okay. I want to, because 233 keeps pushing it, we're going to move that down to 225. Right there. Okay. Got our brazing wire, silver solder. And we just got to heat it up. Everything should sit nice and level. Nothing here to, other than that. Come on. Solder's bubbling. I mean the flux. Stop that. It'll eventually bubble out. Yeah, right there. There we go. Get that nice and hot. Try to draw some of that through. Fill in a little more. Draw some through to this side. Okay. Now we just got to let it cool off. Check out the cool colors that stainless steel turns whenever it gets hot.